Billy Hurley and Angel Cabrera will play in the final pairing at 2:05 Eastern Time. Kevin Chappell just 3 shots off the lead. Steve Stricker 4 back. Camilo Villegas trying to break a 4-year winless streak. He's also in that group at 4 shots back. And hello, everyone. I'm Brian Hammonds alongside Frank Nobilo. And even though Billy Hurley has never been in this position before, taking a lead into the final round of a PGA Tour event, Frankie seems pretty confident. If you check out his Twitter account, this is what he tweeted just a little while ago, picking up on the soccer chant that we've heard a lot the last few weeks. He believes that he will win.
Well, it didn't quite work, or the American team didn't quite go all the way, as we know, in the World Soccer Championships. But they certainly did a good job. And if you don't believe in yourself, then obviously then you have a problem. I believe he certainly has the game to go on and win. I mean, he drives the ball so straight, and we said that yesterday. If he can just drive the ball straight, that's the first part of the equation, certainly on the old white golf course. And he only missed 2 fairways yesterday. The course isn't overly long. If he drives the ball the distance, he's not the longest, but if he does his normal driving day, he's going to get so many shots in between sort of a 6-iron and a 9-iron out there. That's going to give him enough opportunities. Plus the 2-shot lead, it's going to give him a great chance. But he's got to do what he did yesterday, and that's drive the ball well for one more day.
He's playing alongside a guy that has won. Angel Cabrera, 2 major championships to his name. It's almost surprising that he hasn't won more out here.
Yeah, it's weird. On one hand, you have this 32-year-old that says, I'm going to believe I'm going to try and go out there and win for the first time. And on the other hand, you have a guy with all the tools. If you talk to any player on the range, when they walk past Cabrera, they sort of stop and look around and they go, wow, another shot sort of gets rifled down the range. And there's times when it looks like Angel Cabrera does not believe in his own ability, because he has all the skills. But when he does play well, there's not a single doubt in any player's mind that he doesn't have the ability to finish the job.
Can Cabrera win his first non-major on the PGA Tour? We will find out over the next few hours as we meet the other members of our broadcast team. Peter Osterhaus in his tower, Phil Parkin on course, and Steve Sands will be handling our interviews today. Let's go to the 18th, and Bud Cauley having a good day. Oh my, another one, a second ace of the day. Quicken Loans is going to pay everybody's mortgage. Another fan gets their mortgage paid for a year. And Bud Cauley has a new fan. Now with that whole location, you wouldn't have predicted that one.
No, there's a ridge in front. It's only a couple of yards to the right.
Billy Hurley's reaction to the ace.
Yep.
That's quite a way to finish. A little ace at the last. Don't even need the putter, and you shoot 64 to jump to 9 under par. Bud Cauley in need of some good paydays here in the stretch. There's one hole-in-one at this tournament the first 4 years, and today we've had 2 already.
He's just beaming too. It's a great atmosphere here. All the corporate tents surround the 18th green. Nice little walk over the bridge.
Bud Cauley projected to move to 131st in FedEx Cup points. Well, yesterday we thought we were going to see one. That was Bud Cauley there.
You think he likes this hole?
Today with a much more difficult hole location. He jars it. Yeah, I think he likes this hole.
He struggled over the last year or so.
His last top 10 was with the Barclays in 2012, and he's now currently in a tie for 5th. And as I mentioned, he's projected to make a nice jump. Currently at 131st in the FedEx Cup standings, so a lot closer to where he wants to be in the top 125. There's the trophy. That's what they're playing for. Quicken Loan's going to be writing some checks today.
That last group, Cabrera's been in the thick of things at the highest level. Hurley, baptism by fire today. And he said that's what you play for, that's what you practice for.
You know, he's shown some confidence being in this position. You wonder if the Navy training will help him in any way today.
Those guys, you know, the people that fight for your country, put your life on the line.
I mean, that's real pressure.
It is. That's tough as nails. I mean, as Trevini used to say when he was asked about pressure, he says, well, hey, if I finish second, they're going to give me a hat full of money. I'll play for the trophy. That one right there. But the hardest thing is the waiting. You know, he would have, on a Sunday, normally, you know, you'd expect an earlier tee-off time. You get up a little earlier. Is trying to, you know, as we head to just after 2 o'clock, the last 4 or 5 hours, let's get to the range. In some respects, waste a little time.
He's got his family with him, his kids, so, you know, I'm sure that they help occupy his morning.
Yeah, but sometimes you just want to be quiet. You know, you watch other sports when they go in the locker room or just sit on a chair. Really try not to think. It's all in front of him today. Opportunity.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the 2:05 tee time. It's a great day to be in West Virginia. Our leader after third round from Annapolis, Maryland, with scores of 68, 63, 67. Let's have a great hand for Lieutenant Billy Hurley III.
One thing he said, Frank, was that he feels that he's got his PGA Tour card locked up, and that frees him up a bit. He doesn't have to worry about grinding to keep his card. He's done that. Now he's trying to win.
Finding fairways is his game.
Is there
Next
at the
on
first.
The tee, great champion from Argentina. Scores of 68, 68, 64. Let's have a great hand for Angel Cabrera.
Time major champion, U.S. Open and a Masters. He's 157th in FedEx Cup points. Could really move up today.
Just drills that down the left side. Syrupy swing finds a fairway and long.
To 11.
George McNeil. This is a lengthy par 4 bunker, about 20 yards short of the green. Makes a deceptive second shot. He's out of position. Lots of green to work with there. It's going to be left to right break. Back to number 1.
Michael Thompson for birdie. Another look at Bud Cauley's hole-in-one, and because of this, he gets to donate $25,000 to the charity of his choice. And Frank, get this, all the fans in the stands and in the lawn area around the 18th hole get $100.
Does that include us?
We're right there. We're right here in the 18th.
And one of these people is...
Look, how about that? George McNeil and Billy Hurley tied at the top at 12 under par.
Go to the 11th hole. That's their shot. That was a quick rhythm there. Didn't look comfortable the way he swung that club. with the ball lying down a little bit, just going to give it an extra nudge.
Billy Hurley here at the first.
Yeah, right there.
Having to play out of the rough. He doesn't do that often.
Yeah, he's left himself a lot to do here on the first. 171 yards because he didn't get the run from the fairway.
Yep. Yep.
One of the problems he does have, he can't fly this too far up the green because then he'll have a big bounce go over the back. But he can't run too close to the front because of that bunker. Or you could just do it to perfection. That was just over the bunker. How good was that shot?
Great shot. Just the 7th fairway he's missed all week.
2-11.
Now McNeil wanting to save a par, doesn't want to give up one of those 7 shots he's gained in the last 7 holes. 5 birdies and the hole in 1 at 8. Nicely done. Sometimes those par putts are as important as a birdie putt.
Cabrera at the first.
Both open up with good iron shots.
This was earlier at the 18th. Tom Watson. The 64-year-old made the cut here for the 3rd straight year.
That was fresh off birdies at 16 and 17, so a chance to finish with 3 straight.
Opened with a 71, came back with rounds of 68, 68, and now 69. The ageless one.
He was buoyed with the news that the R&As have extended his exemption. His last Open Championship will be at St Andrews next year.
His 40th. Let's go down to Steve Sands.
Brian, remember that hole-in-one by Bud Cauley? All the fans sitting in the stands, like you said, will receive a $100 bill. The money is coming soon. We just talked to some security guards who are in and around the 18th hillside seating, and they said the money is going to arrive at any moment, and then they will be the ones to hand out the $100 bills to everybody. In case anybody's wondering if you can kind of sneak in and out, no, you can't. After everybody gets to the tee box to hit their shot here at 18, they close off the ropes just in case someone tries to sneak under there and get that $100 bill.
Yeah, well, our producer Jim Rickoff just sent his kids up to the 18th because the next, if there's another hole-in-one here at the 18th today, every fan gets $500, and if there's a third, they get $1,000. It's a money-making proposition here today.
Cabrera stalking here.
Yeah, both these putts should move just a little left.
Can be an intimidating figure. He gets that prowl going. And Phil, he actually has putted well this week, especially yesterday.
Yeah, he's a little streaky.
That putt should help early, shouldn't it?
Well, certainly had an idea of the speed from it. Ball seemed to slow down relatively quickly. So to regain the lead.
This is the start he needs if he can roll this one in. Incredible second shot.
Dream start.
Just like he did yesterday, he birdied the first. And will go on to shoot 67. So Billy Hurley regains the lead at 13 under par. It could be a special day for the naval officer.
Back with our leader on the tee at number 2.
Yeah, this fairway is a bit of a hog back, so if you're too far left, it kicks left. Too far right, it kicks right.
He's lengthened the hole a little bit by going down the left-hand side, but he finds the fairway. Nice line into the hole today. And this was earlier at number 17. Par 5 using a forward tee here, tempting the players to be aggressive off the tee. Webb, a little puzzled by that contact. Back to the second.
Well, that certainly started a long way left. Started towards me. I'm in trouble.
Yeah, I think Cabrera is probably more comfortable hitting a draw. That doesn't fit this hole at all. Well, he may have a swing. He could have been chipping out sideways or stuck right up against the tree.
Easy get on it.
It's going to be a miraculous shot to get it on the green from there. Under the trees, over a ridge. Might not have a chance to even attempt that. Now back at 17. Simpson after that puzzling third shot. He's got the mindset. He thinks he can make any putt. Always the good attitude. Rather than that. It's now 10 under, 3 off the leader, out of the 12th.
George McNeil now 1 back after Hurley birdie at the first.
Great drive. Hard to get the second shot close here, though. Been tucked on the right. He's trying to cut it.
Sounds like he likes it.
Oh, that's fine. It's a putt up the hill, but there's only one player that set it inside 20 feet. And it was Carl Pedersen, and he hits a cut. He missed this green on the right there. It's so hard to get it up and down.
Let's show you our Golf Advisor shot of the day, and surprise, surprise, it's Bud Cauley at the 18th. Made all the fans at the 18th happy. They each get a $100 bill, and Bud gets to donate $25,000 to the charity of his choice. Cauley's first career ace on the PGA Tour, the 9th that he's made total. And a handshake from Tom Watson.
Happiness is a long walk without a putt.
It's our Golf Advisor shot of the day, and it's going to be hard to top that one.
Sizing up the second shot at number 2 here. Let's see how close the hole is cut to the right side of the green.
Yeah, you can't afford to be too far left. You'll catch that swell where Bubba Watson was.
Pretty good down. I mean, 5 and all that. I mean,
Yeah.
5 just on the green.
Yeah.
It's like almost 200, I think.
Yeah.
It's a small target.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just made 426 yards
Yeah, if I was right around 1,600.
yesterday.
Where we're going to be.
Like a big moving roof.
Right on the feet. 7 coming in.
Yeah.
All right.
Where you like starting it?
You can find a rough place.
Okay. Yeah.
Feels like this goes up sore right now.
Player and
Yeah,
caddy
straight across.
Right across.
Yeah.
working closely together.
11 total. 11 total. Will help with the big
Yeah.
To a hybrid. And this may go way up in the air. There's a little bit of wind. And a tiny target.
He left himself a lot to do on the first hole and came out with a magnificent shot, and 208 yards into a breeze. And with this undulations on this green, ends up being quite a small target where the hole is.
It's about 20 yards behind the average drive. No, doesn't like it. He was going to gesture to the right.
Way right, yeah, way right.
Oh, this is going to be so difficult. Downhill lie, hardly any green to work with. Very difficult to get it close from there. Pressure's going to be on. Made the lovely birdie at number one. That will help, but it's going to be tough at number two. 218.
And Webb Simpson, let's see if he can add to the total for the fans on the 18th. Webb having a good day at 7 under par.
Flag tucked in the right corner. Turning towards the middle. Obviously need another half a club or so.
Back to 2.
Now Cabrera with his tee shot to the left.
He's got a shot. Just hit a low draw. Has to draw about 15 yards.
He can create any kind of shot, can't he?
He'd be disappointed. He overdrew that one.
Overdid the draw, yeah. Of course, maybe better left than right. He's got more green to work with, but he would have been thinking on the green, birdie chance. He's a creative player with an amazing talent. To 12 now.
And George McNeil for eagle. Slow down. All right, he'll have that for his birdie to get back to 13 under par. Back tight for the lead. So McNeil has this to get to 13 under par, and Hurley has a very difficult third shot coming up at the second. Could be a change at the top.
He's just had to make 2 good par putts at the previous 2 holes. To keep his momentum going. As we were saying before, 2 par 5s on this Homewood 9. He got the birdie at 10. Out in 28. Just to push it even deeper.
Oh, missed opportunity there. So he stays at 12 under par. Billy Hurley leading by 1.
This was a moment ago at the second hole. Billy Hurley, very difficult shot.
Great lie, though. Yeah, I don't understand. It was a fantastic lie. I don't understand what happened there.
Well, the downhill lie, had it been a flat die, I think he would have wide open, lobbed it out there. Now Cabrera, this was also earlier, as if the ball was sitting down in the sand there.
Well, that scared the hole for a while.
It certainly did. He's a little disappointed it's rolled that far past. To the 12th now.
The 12th, George McNeil for his par. Really disappointed making a par at the par 5. Still, though, in good shape at 12 under par, with Billy Hurley struggling here at 2.
Now chipping for a par earlier.
Okay, good shot.
Okay. So settles for a bogey. He was very likely after that second shot to miss this green in the wrong spot. It's very difficult. So back to even par. I think he can handle that. Now Cabrera. Nicely done. I think he just loves the competitive nature of the final group.
Frank, it's going to be a fun day.
Oh, it's going to be a crazy, crazy ride.
And when we come back, an encore presentation of CBS Sports coverage of the Greenbrier Classic.
The final round is underway at the Greenbrier Classic in West Virginia, and we have a thrill a minute in this final round action as the overnight leader Billy Hurley III opens with a birdie at 1. But what a story brewing here with George McNeil. Way up ahead on the golf course. Went out in 29, including a hole-in-one on the 8th. There's a birdie at the 10th. And McNeil has taken the lead, but here comes Angel Cabrera from Argentina for a birdie at the 3rd hole. And he finds it from downtown. And then his second shot at the 5th. Just a moment ago, Cabrera walking after it, 1 behind McNeil at this point, and knocks it 3 feet away from the cup. And how about this? At the 18th, the closing hole here is a par 3. Bud Cauley taking aim at the flagstick. And yes, indeed, he knocks it in for the ace. Tom Watson there to witness it. And Bud Cauley gives us his second hole-in-one. The second hole-in-one of the final round. 1 by McNeil, 1 by Cauley. Now we're at the 5th hole. Cabrera has a chance to tie the lead. Oh, and he curls it in. Cabrera with McNeil, who actually shot 28 on the first 9. Fireworks on the 4th of July weekend taking place here at the TPC Old White Course in White, Sulphur Springs, West Virginia. Webb Simpson in with a 63. Charlie Belgian, who's contended here before, 65. Danny Lee with a strong final round 66. And we're going to go live to our co-leader, McNeil. And again, with birdies being made, he's running out of holes. He's currently tied with Cabrera, 2 clear of Simpson, who's finished, and Hurley, who's only on the 6th hole. George McNeil, twice a winner on the tour. He's a Floridian, last having won in Puerto Rico back in 2012. Borrowed with that one. Let's go to the 6th tee and Cabrera. I mentioned McNeil, twice a winner on the tour. Cabrera, twice a winner, but his 2 wins, both major championships. The Masters and the U.S. Open. He's in pursuit of his first ever non-major win on the PGA Tour. It's a good leaderboard here, folks, with Cabrera contending, McNeil sharing the lead, a past U.S. Open winner. Simpson setting a pace today with 63. Hurley tied for 3rd. Keegan Bradley and the red-hot Brendan Todd at 9 under par. Final round action. Well, it is wild and wonderful in West Virginia. The hospitality, you can't beat it anywhere. Just the warm embrace of the Greenbrier. The folks here in the White Sulphur Springs and Lewisburg area, they have delivered yet again another wonderful week set against the majestic Allegheny Mountains. And we're getting set for another finish down to the wire. This the 5th edition of the Greenbrier Classic. A little warmer than yesterday, a little more humid, but we're just fine. No rain in the forecast as Keegan Bradley is 4 under through 14 holes. Here he is, long distance. He's moved all the way up to a tie for 5th. He played the first 2 days with Ryder Cup captain Tom Watson, who at 64 made the cut once again here at the Greenbrier, where he is the golf professional emeritus. Burton Bain is the host PGA professional. C.B. McDonald, the architect, and the efforts also include the legendary name Seth Rayner behind this course, the old white TPC. It's 100 years old this year. Just a classical layout. Wonderful to see some of the little nuances here. At 15, Bradley, he is able to escape with a par. And Sir Nick Faldo, you are very aware of the surroundings here, not only a resident, but a participant in this year's tournament.
Yeah, I battled halfway through the tournament, but I'm glad I did it. You always learn something every time you step out there.
I thought it was very considerate of you not to want to give up your seat for the weekend.
That's true.
You know?
I love my spot here.
And how about McNeil? 7 under for the day, going out in 28. He too secures the par, the 3 at the 15th. He's got a birdie hole coming up on 17.
Well, maybe an 18 as well. Well, obviously with ones.
No doubt. And he, of course, had that hole-in-one on the 8th.
Well, in fact, Tom Watson birdied 16, so we've got to throw that one as an opportunity to bird it.
Over at the 6th. Cameron Tringali. He rakes that one, and he's 1 under through 6, coming off of a matching low round of the day on Saturday, 64. And someone to watch here today. So he's just 3 off the lead. To Sherritt, Cabrera, and McNeil. Simpson, he made the cut right on the number and then charged through the weekend. Went low yesterday, 67, super low today, 63. There's Tringali and Thompson in the pack at 9 under par. And hello, friends, Jim Nance, along with our lead CBS golf analyst, Sir Nick Faldo. This has got to be special for you. You know, your home is actually that hill that's right behind us. Go up a few hundred yards, and you're looking down on this very hole where you're commentating from this week. Is that a thrill or what?
It's been a real thrill for me because, you know, it's been quite a project. It's been 2+ years, and finally sleep in the main house from Sunday night for the whole of the week has been fabulous. And so, you know, I've really enjoyed it, and had a few up there last night, a few of the CBS gang, and enjoyed the view and a bit of you know, a bit of good cheer. So it's been a great week. I'm loving it.
It must be nice too to be affiliated with this classic course. Again, C.B. McDonald gets the main credit for it, but to think of the pros that have been associated with it through the years, whether it be Sam Snead and Tom Watson, you being here, Bubba Watson has a home here.
Don't forget Pete Sampras on for the hard courts, playing a bit of spot of tennis. Yeah, it's got a lovely atmosphere here. It's harmonious, isn't it? It's a nice, gentle, tranquil spot. You go out and play this golf course, which I've done just a few times, not as many as I need to, at different times of the year. It's a special spot, especially to come up here with the Four Seasons as well. That's one of the reasons why I wanted to come here, because hey, living in Florida for the last 10 years, I thought, wow, now I'm not practicing so much. I don't mind if I get snowed in once in a while.
Yeah, that's right, the Four Seasons. Let's talk about all the many different seasons and the ever-changing leaderboard up here that we have. A veteran like Cabrera, this would be a very meaningful win for him. And McNeil, who we don't know a lot about, even though he's won twice. And other guys that are still within range, whether it be a Keegan Bradley or a Cameron Tringali or Michael Thompson.
Well, it looks like things will tighten up on the second 9 here. They're making good birdies on the front 9, but basically it's 2 and 3 averaging each day for all these leaders, so things will tighten up. I had an early call with Cabrera yesterday. I'm going to stick with Cabrera. Why not? I kind of feel that something different might happen for him. So playing nice. He looks like he's playing aggressively. So let's see how it all pans out.
The CBS Golf team is pleased to be back at the Greenbrier. That includes Gary McCord at 16, Ian Baker Finch in the tower at the 17th hole. Help me Costas, Peter Costas out there, delivering his insights, and the one and only David Feherty following the final pairing. We're going to go back out to the action at the 6th with co-leader Angel Cabrera.
And that's a strong sand wedge from 118 yards.
Well, look, he's aggressive, David. He's looking at the flags and just firing it. Got great aggressive tempo.
You think about Cabrera, you think about So a very highly pedigreed player here, the Argentinian who won the 07 U.S. Open at Oakmont. And then, of course, the green jacket in 2009, presented to him by 08 winner Trevor Immelman, winning in a playoff over Kenny Perry and Chad Campbell. And he's marching with great confidence as he shares the lead here at 12 under par in the final round. At 6, Cabrera for birdie. Ooh, going to give him the outright lead. And there's Hurley, who's now fallen back after an opening birdie. He's made 3 bogeys, 2 over for the round. He was in pursuit of his first win. Who knows, maybe he'll turn it around and get it. Let's go over to the latest with McNeil, who's made his way to 16.
Well, Peter Costas, he hit it out there, 307, but he carried the water by what?
He less than I am tall, I can tell you that. I think he pushed it a little bit. This is 137, back into the breeze, playing probably 145, a 9-iron.
This is really the last hole they can have any problems off the tee, so that one's done. Now he needs a couple more. This looks pretty good right here. Whoa, yes, hello. Hello. All right, 7 under par for the day. I'm betting he gets to 8, and he's going to get to 13 here in 2 seconds. Let's go back to 6.
Meanwhile, the man he shares the lead with knocks it in for his par at the 6th. Cabrera rounds of 68, 68, 64. At the 9th, we find Steve Stricker. This was earlier for birdie. It's been a rough go of it today for Steve. But got one back there. It was 4 over through the first 8 holes. That's surprising.
Well, the squares. I mean, the way he plays, it's just, you can't believe he could make that many bogeys.
16.
Just 126 yards for Keegan Bradley.
Oh, man, he just about poured that one out on the fly. Go ahead, take that 16th hole. Think you're tough? No.
This golf or darts?
This is darts right now. We're seeing some low scores.
Keegan a great chance to get to 10 under, which will move him into a tie for 3rd. Currently 23rd in the FedEx Cup standings. Now, tremendous consistency, maybe more so than any player you could look up over the course of 4 seasons in FedEx Cup competition, from 20th, 21st, 18th, 23rd.
But feeling the pressure now, wants to make the Ryder Cup team.
He played again with Tom Watson the first 2 days. There are the top 10 standings coming into this event. We had 5 of the top 10 in the FedEx Cup standings in this very field, including the leader, Jimmy Walker, who failed to make the cut. Let's go to 9. Joe Durant
with the calming golf ball. It's meant to soothe your mind. Well, that soothed it.
Hey, yeah, I think it works.
I felt that. I could feel that. That's blissful.
Of course, Joe Durant recently having turned 50 and residing most of the time on the Champions Tour. We go over to the 7th hole.
And we've got 430 yards, par 4. Michael Thompson right there. Hole cut in that back right position. Kevin Chappell looking. Taking all the notes he can. And pretty sure he's going to make this one. So Michael Thompson's going to remain at 9 under par, 1 under par for the day. And again, these guys are, we've got a couple of 7-unders out there right now. We've got George McNeil. He shot 28 on the front, now off the tee. This is not old school. When you got a 430-yard par 4 and you can just slap an iron out there, that's just perfect. Nicely placed. That bunker on the left is about 250 yards. Okay, he's putting at me. I mean, right at me. And Peter, this can't break at all. He's going to just storm this one right over the front edge of that hole.
Most difficult part of this putt is the moment, Gary. Really.
And Peter, he knows 12 under is not going to win. He knows he's got to probably birdie 2 of the last 3, 14. Would you take 14 right now?
Well, I think if you post 14, I think you have a chance to put some pressure on the guys behind him. Sure. George, such a great guy, too. I mean, we played together years ago in the Tommy Bahama tournament in Scottsdale, Arizona. He asked me for some help afterwards, and I told him a couple things. I asked him last week what he's working on. He says, same couple things you told me 5 years ago.
There you go, right in the middle. Didn't move. Absolutely perfect.
Peter Costas, were you in a pineapple shirt for that event?
You know,
you won't see Peter in a pineapple shirt.
That's a vision I'd like to clear from my mind.
And you can see the classic, and it just really, all these years, it's look at the trail by on the right. These guys just keep coming. It's 7 shots back. Stuart Appleby, of course, when you shoot 59, that really helps. Jonas Blick, same thing. Ted Potter Jr. So, you know, it's again, in one of these golf courses, you can just go 60 low on it. And if you've got the lead, you better run out and really extend that lead, because these guys are behind you and they're shooting nothing but birdies. If you drive it here well, you're not going to have any problems. So you can do, oh man, that clanked. And yeah, wipe the sweat off, wipe everything off. And par 5 next hole, and that one's a little downwind, so go get it. Keegan Bradley, he remains at 9 under par, 4 under par for the day, having a good round. And let's go now to 9.
This is where you really want soothing thoughts over the 3-footer.
I just thinking, poor Keegan, he gets dealt more horseshoes and more double bogeys than anybody for this last couple of years. No wonder he's scratching his head.
Ready for Durant to get to 9 under. And you see Cabrera, who's on the 7th right now. Peter Costas, what did you see with that tee shot?
Well, with a Konica Minolta Biz Hub swing vision camera, Angel Cabrera has an old-school golf swing. He will release his lower body, gets the club in a wonderful position at the top. Great rhythm in his golf swing. What I like the most is the way he tucks the right elbow on the way down, gets it from a high position back right on his right belt line. That allows him to deliver the club from the inside and rotate his hips through the shot. Sometimes when you learn a swing in the caddy yard, it stays with you a lot longer than otherwise. Lovely, rhythmical, and very powerful motion.
Incredibly powerful. I played with him moons ago, and we had 220 at par 3. And he squeezes a 6-iron past the flag, and I'm thinking, well, I'll just put the 3-iron back in the bag.
Derecho de atrás, 120.
The voice of Ruben Yorio, long-time caddy.
I was down the practice tee watching him hit some drivers. It is amazing. He's got a new driver, and it's just going just 320, boom.
Well, this flag looks as if it's about 9 inches from the right edge. Well, that's, you know.
And he's got it about 2 feet 9 inches, something like that.
That's a scary hole location, that front right corner.
Yeah, if it drips off to the right, it's not good. And it's a little down the wind too, so they're going to have to put some chew on it to stop it.
Yeah.
Well, just 98 yards for Billy, who he just hasn't settled in yet. He's had a dose of the rights. This is a better tee shot. Chance to hit it close here.
David, he just blinked early, and I mean, he's the only one on the, well, there's one other guy on the first page of the leaderboard that's over par, and he's 3 over.
Oh, stay there.
Everybody went by him. And that repels away from the hole. Another little pulled iron right there. George McNeil, he has got it going. He is 8 under par, playing a par 5 downwind, trying to post something as low as he can. The long hitting Angel Cabrera, another big one, and here goes George. He's going to loft another one towards the hole. We're here at the Greenbrier. Final round, the Greenbrier Classic.
Get insider access with the starter, the official fan newsletter of the PGA Tour. Subscribe today at pgatour.com/newsletter. We're proud to have the MetLife Blimp Snoopy 1 providing a unique perspective from 1,500 feet in the air. MetLife Premier Client Group invites you to see their unique perspective. As we go back to the 7th hole.
We're putting up that hill to that little bump up there where the pin is in the front right.
Yeah, and it's steep all the way. Chances of
there you go.
Chances of getting it there, or, you know.
Yeah. Look at this. Wow. Look at that start. That's not good, is it? High, you come out, boom, you birdie the first hole and ready to go, and then you bogey the next 4 out of 5 and throw it in, toss one in from 30. Oh, let's go see the tee shot in this par 5 with a 3-wood.
Yeah, a lot more players getting it down there towards the bunkers and knocking it on in 2 today, Gary. That's George McNeil's tee shot.
Well, the tees are way up. It's downwind, and that's going to be just fine. He almost exclusively tries to play a cut in, so.
It's in pretty good shape.
Yeah.
Kept it out of that bunker. How about Chucky 3 sticks this morning? 373 yards he drove it up there, Charles Howell. Unbelievable. To 7.
Trying to get the lead by 1. There he goes. There he goes. Look out. And excuse me, he does tie for the lead at 13 under with George McNeil. Bad news is that Angel is only on the 8th, coming up the 8th hole. Let's go back to 17.
Keegan in his red shoes.
Yeah, he's starting this well down the left and cutting it back to the right. This is going to be pretty much in line with George's ball.
I didn't realize that bet entailed wearing those shoes all month. I thought it was just a one-day bet.
Well, they're comfortable.
I think he's got some change coming.
Advancements in driver, iron, and ball technology aside, one club remains the most important one in the bag, as we learn in this week's FedEx Cup Player Advantage. Jonas Blixt takes the Greenbrier Classic.
It's always been the key to my game. You know, putting is the key to this game, and kind of what makes the difference between a good player and a bad player.
Jonas Blixt took advantage of his putting prowess at last year's Greenbrier Classic, capturing his 2nd career victory while moving up from 139th to 39th in the FedEx Cup.
All the points you get in the FedEx Cup, the confidence boost, playing, you know, bigger tournaments where you can earn some more points.
The Swede rode his momentum into the playoffs, but failed to make the Tour Championship, an outcome he hopes to change this year.
I mean, that's one of the big goals this year. That's what you play for, and it's trying to get as many points as possible so I can get to Atlanta. You know, I need a couple of good weeks here, and hopefully I can be there.
Well, Jonas Blixt is tied for 44th. Couple over par today. He had the first round lead back here, and his defense was 64, but unable to summon that same magic the next 3 days. Of course, he was able to propel that victory on to a 4th place finish at the PGA last August, and then co-second at this year's Masters. As we go back to the first 9 coverage, the 8th hole and co-leader Angel Cabrera
with the 4-iron into the breeze now.
Uphill Redan-style hole, high front right corner.
Boy, that's a beautiful swing.
What a great shot, David. Played the green superbly.
That's just a fabulous draw.
The Redan, of course, a famous old par 3 from North Berwick that has been copied many times on Charles Blair McDonald and Seth Rayner courses. And this one's a beauty.
We got quite a breeze blowing out here now.
Great view of the green. Elevated from the tee, you have to fire uphill, and then the front right corner of the green is the highest point. And if you want to bring it all the way back to the back left hole location, you can draw it in and it caroms down across the slopes. It's the way to play the hole. Hybrid for Billy Hurley.
Oh, hanging onto that like he's pulled it.
He just looks a little out of sync today, David. He's not matching everything up.
Yeah, anytime you pull it, it's usually going to be long. That one's... And there's no good lies. There's some that are better than others. There's no good lies around these greens.
Very chewy. Now at 17, Keegan Bradley set to go.
Got 274 yards. And a little thin sliver of grass to run it up on the green.
Going with the long iron. He's tugged it over into the left bunker. Well, it rolled in, so the lie should be okay. Plenty of green to work with.
Not much out though, Ian. I'm from 274 yards.
See the wind helping there today, though, Nick. That helps.
Sure does.
McNeil now also with an iron. Nick, what do you think? 14 under? Would that be good enough? A birdie here and a par at the last, or does he need to go for it? Really go for it?
Birdie.
Birdie.
Yeah, I would have thought.
Certainly on form. He's had 8 threes and a 1 so far today.
271 left. Has the firepower to get there.
Yeah, he gives it a good hit, doesn't he, Peter, with a smooth rhythm?
He does. Again, almost exclusively playing a fade and fairly low ball flight as well.
Oh, it's a beauty. Look at this. Get up over the slope. Well done. 45 feet for eagle. Remember, he had a hole-in-one on the Redan hole, the 8th earlier. 2-time winner on tour from Fort Myers in Florida. Florida State grad. Real good guy. Loves being out on the water, out on the Gulf, fishing and hanging out with his buddies. Always good, Nick. Nice long walk with the putter in hand.
I tell you what, I've been enjoying that from 270 yards. It's both of those guys going with irons, threading it up through that little gap. Under that kind of pressure, knowing, you can tell on his facial expression, he knows that 2 more great holes, he could do it.
Well, guys, there's a little bit of different pressure on George McNeil today and this week. He's withdrawn from next week's John Deere Classic. His older sister is gravely ill and not expected to last much longer, so he's going to take the next month and spend it with his family. And sometimes tour players work really hard to put their golf game in perspective, and sometimes perspective is thrown upon you. So it's tough times for George McNeil right now.
Well, we wish him well in the closing couple of holes as we go back to 11 and Chris Stroud for birdie. Well done, Chris Stroud. He's been in good form as well. Runner-up last year in a playoff to Kenny Duke at the Travelers. Got his Travelers red on today. Back at 8.
Another very difficult lie. Played it nicely, but it's just so hard to get those shots, in that 2 or 3 foot circle where you feel comfortable.
Yes, he's had 4 bogeys on the card so far today, David, as you well know, out there with him. 2 birdies mixed in with that.
Yeah.
It's a learning experience, though, isn't it? When you don't have the lead that often, and when you do, you learn from it each time. Some handle it better than others. Do you do anything different? That's sometimes the question you face.
That's the thing, you do your best to. I know when Tiger plays, at his best, if he'll take, the great shots and assume that's how he's playing. Jack Nicklaus, you ask him about a tournament he didn't win, he can't remember.
Yeah, good point.
I mean, he literally can't remember the duel in the sun, 77 with Tom Watson. Maybe the greatest 36 holes of championship golf ever played.
I enjoyed watching that last week, actually, and it was on. One evening I was home watching Open Championship highlights.
Jack's the only one that doesn't remember it.
I bet he remembers that birdie on the last from the hay on the right. Now, little right to left putt. Try and scramble away with a par. It's only 3 behind. Lots of holes left. Beautiful putt.
That's good stuff. If he can survive this rough start, that's what he needs to do.
At
Still
17, yeah, I agree. Keegan Bradley, boy, that checked up quickly.
That was a perfect lie as well.
Even with that little bit of breeze, Peter, I was surprised that came to rest so quickly. Now, Angel Cabrera has this for birdie to take the lead outright.
What a tee shot. It's just a rifle to 4-iron in there. Just a little right of the flag, a hint to draw. It just couldn't have been more beautiful. Oh, it didn't turn. And he liked it too.
It was good speed.
He liked it when he hit it.
That's been a little bit of a struggle for him, the speed on the greens so far this season. And also his iron play has been immaculate this week. 80% average of greens hit, but it's been a little less than good earlier this season. As we head back over to 17, George McNeil for eagle.
Well, this putt, obviously speed is most important, and it's uphill almost all the way. In the last 10 feet or so, it levels out, maybe even goes a little bit downhill toward the hole. So he needs to be careful.
George McNeil, oh, so close. A 28 with a hole-in-one on the front side. Spectacular stuff. 2 more birdies to add to that collection today here on the inward half. This will be his 3rd birdie to get to 14 under, and the outright lead for George McNeil heading to the last. Fantastic stuff. Just a couple of deep breaths, remain calm, try and knock one in there close. Maybe even do a Bud Corley and knock it in. Keegan Bradley's had a fantastic day as well, Peter. He's 4 unders. Quickly over to the 9th.
The fairway wood, and he's tugged it.
Yeah, he's watching with...
It's not much, but I didn't need that kick to the left.
Well, he didn't need that bit, that little flying lie.
Yeah. The rough is really, it's perfect here, Nick, because it's like when we used to play with the old V grooves. You have to look at the lie and read it.
It's awkward.
17.
Keegan for birdie. Oh, it didn't turn at all. Not one of his better ones there, Peter. That's just to tap in for the par.
No, but he's played fairly well today. He's kind of getting lost in the shuffle.
Yeah, we had a 63 from Webb Simpson earlier. Had 10 threes on the card. 64 from Bud Corley with a 1. Keegan Bradley heads to the last. 9 under, 5 back, but George McNeil has the lead.
Looking down at the 18th. Again, the finishing hole here. So unusual. You do see it at East Lake in the Tour Championship. A closing par 3. And George McNeil, his final hole on a brilliant round. He's 9 under for the day at this point.
Well, the pressure of this one, comparing to East Lake, the pressure of this one is you're trying to make the 2. You maybe need to make the 2. Where the one at East Lake, you're just trying to make the 3. That would.
Well, this one sets up beautifully for his left to right ball flight, so I would expect this to be well struck.
Traditional back right corner over the wicked ridge.
8-iron, 176 on its way.
It's got to carry. Oh no, the wrong side of the ridge. That is a brutal putt.
Needed to carry just another yard.
Yep, got to get over it. I mean, now it's a tough 2 putt. Get it over, and you're thinking of a 2.
Correct. You get this one right in the wind a little bit, you can get there.
I really have no question.
You got it. All day.
To the right of it?
Keegan Bradley.
4 right of it.
Yeah, right to left into them. Little low draw. 9-9. Wow. 176. We're at a bit of an altitude, but most players are saying just take a 2.5% off. So it's only 3 or 4 yards off 76 for a 9-9 into the breeze.
He can generate some speed.
Oh, you're kidding me, yeah, but you can't get a 9-9 there. Please, you cannot. It's the hardest club to belt is a 9-9.
Log on to PGATour.com for the best coverage of every event. Video highlights, insider information, stats, the live leaderboard. PGATour.com, bringing you closer to the action than any other site. We're back at the 9th in Cabrera, even though it rolled off the fairway. Only 113 yards in here.
Well, and as he talks with Ruben Yorio, he has his 54-degree sand wedge out. That's a strong one. It is into the breeze, and he's got a good lie. He might even be able to spin this a little.
Where the green sits from back to front, it's quite easy to stop it.
So he's gone to the weak sand wedge.
Wow.
This is 60-degree. Not the worst, but from that lie, he would like to have, you know, that little further left towards the hole.
This was earlier. Billy Hurley.
Just a wedge from 133.
But he's been losing so many left, it might be a little nervy shot for him. No, that was nice. That'll help.
Of course, yesterday, well documented. Graduate of Annapolis. He talked about his buddies from the Navy and their support.
Yeah, I've gotten a lot of support from a lot of people. Probably most notably is my classmate Craig Candido, who was the captain of the football team, and he sent me a note on Twitter about how he used to be the one responsible for the I Believe cheer getting started in our stands, and now he's going to be responsible for cheering it today for me.
Yeah, this is what he's talking about. He tweeted it this morning. This chant. This battle cry, I believe that. I believe that we will win. Of course, that almost started at the Naval Academy, but also was popular in World Cup action here recently. May sound familiar to you. Billy and his wife Heather have enjoyed the week here. A whole lot of family on hand. 2 little boys and a 5-month-old daughter. Father of 3, Billy Hurley III. And Sam Snead always linked to this place, and he was a Navy man as well. Served his nation for about a 2.5-year stretch. There holding the Wanamaker Trophy with Jim Ternessa after winning the match play final over Ternessa. Ternessa was an Army man, and Sam was just about to serve his country a couple days after that. Here we are at 18 with Bradley's birdie putt.
Actually, good try.
That's going to help George quite a bit, I think. If he can find his spot at the top of the ridge, Nick, this is doable. It's not the easiest putt, but it is doable.
Jimmy, you know, we forget that so many of those great athletes of that era served. Yogi Berra, Mickey Mantle, Joe DiMaggio, Ken Venturi.
That's right. Speaking of Ken Venturi, Kenny used to watch George. George lives down in Fort Myers on the west coast of Florida. Kenny used to work with him a little bit when McNeil was a young lad. 9th hole, Cabrera for birdie. Good putt. Go.
Very good try. Reading them well, reacting well. You know, he's not. He creates chances, deals with it, moves to the next tee.
Kenny used to tell George McNeil, who's over a birdie putt at 18, deep divots don't work for great players. But he's really heavily mentored by Bobby Nichols, the PGA champion from 50 years back. This would be huge. Over the ridge for birdie for round of 60. Easy. As you said, Peter, not an easy 2-putt from there. Nick, you made that observation.
Well, it's going to tell you a little something about his nerves, because he didn't just lag it up there and leave it a foot short. He tried to make birdie. Of course, now that leaves him with a 3-footer that you don't want coming back, but it's okay.
Here's Hurley at 9. for birdie. Oh, it's such a good putt.
Really, it was, and he thought there was some port to starboard on that one, but it ran pretty straight.
Started to swing the confidence back in a positive direction with the birdie at 7 and a nice par save at 8. I thought might drop another one there. So let's get back to McNeil at 18. Has this one for par. Do you see anything down there greenside, Peter?
Not really much in it. I mean, as I said on the short one that he had at 16, this is all about the moment.
Yeah. He would try and go left.
This would be the lowest round of his PGA Tour career. This for 61.
Just pop it in.
Great job, George McNeil. Playing with a heavy heart and had a hole-in-one at the 8th today. Now he will wait. He's in at 266, 14 under par. Leader by 1.
He's got a full 2-hour wait. My goodness, he can go and pop up to the hotel, do a spot of shopping.
We've had a few of those recently.
Yeah, remember how long Adam Scott had to wait at Colonial? Ended up in a playoff with Jason Duffner. Won it. Par putt for Bradley for 66, and Keegan's in. Tied for 5th at the moment. Keegan wishes George well.
I definitely think he'd be sitting around right to the end of this.
Walks off with his caddy Ernie Rose after a spectacular day for them. 10th hole.
We've got 385 yards. There's a bunker down there on the left. It's about 270 to it, so Angel's just going to take an iron and probably split the middle. Yes, he will. So he will start the back 9 now, one shot back of our leader in the clubhouse, George McNeil.
12th hole, Chris Stroud. This was earlier, playing his 3rd shot on the par 5.
Oh, just trapping a chip shot up the hill very nicely.
Yeah, that showed them some major style points right there.
Yeah, that's quite a hill up there.
As for his birdie. Tell you what, not this end. We're going to be watching him very closely. Chris Stroud with birdies at 11 and 12 and moving into 3rd alone at the moment. Cabrera's at the 10th.
Está ayudando sin duda, está ayudando. Sí, ya te digo bien. Sí, más. Yo más bien lo siento de la 6, Patrick.
I got C. He's shaking his head and trying to figure out the wind. That's all I can give you.
Well, it's a little downwind off the right, and he has 138 yards.
You see the hole way back there on the left. You don't want to pull and hit long. That's no good. So that's what he's guarding against. But from 138 yards, you're on a full attack mode now.
It's 125 meters for what it's worth.
I'm not really sure about this shot, David.
I agree with you.
No, if you're going to make a mistake, you make it short and right.
Well, that's pretty good.
That is pretty good.
12, 15 feet, perfect position, and it's just in a little valve back there.
I think his aggression is overriding the doubt there on that one, wasn't there?
Yeah, it looked like.
I'm just going to go for everything.
And let's go down to Peter Costas.
Standing with a man named George McNeil, who had 8 threes and a 1 by my accounting today for a 61. Some brilliant golf. When you went to bed last night, did you have any visions that this would happen today?
I had no idea. I've been playing okay this week. There's some things going on elsewhere. But, you know, it's nice to have a good round.
I know it's really difficult, and I will not press the issue with you. But sometimes perspective comes in different forms, doesn't it?
It does. It's yeah, you go out and, you know, golf doesn't really mean a whole lot. So it's hard. I played good today, and glad to finish. And you know, it was a nice middle part of the round, and so like I said, you know, golf doesn't mean a whole lot sometimes.
Well, we'll let you go collect yourself, and it's not over yet. You may have a little bit more golf to play. You may not. We'll have to wait and see. But brilliant round today. Thank you.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you, Peter, for handling that with such grace, because George McNeil really did not want to talk about it in advance of that. It was a story that Peter divulged about 15 minutes back. The McNeil family rallying around his older sister right now, who's very ill. And George has already pulled out of next week's tournament. And no doubt playing today with tremendous emotion and a heavy heart, playing for someone other than himself. And he's our tournament leader after a phenomenal round of 61.
For birdie, and he just scooted that thing right up against that longer hedge right there. He might have to take the top off that ball. Yes, he does. Slams it. Oh, man. It broke right across there, David. That was a pretty good strike, though, from that lie.
Two good putts in a row.
He's now 4 back, 2 over par on the front 9. And he's just got, you can see he's going to hit the top half of the ball, and he's got a lot. And you see all that grass that got in between there. So that was a pretty good putt. That grass gets in there, kind of muffles it. Ball doesn't get there, but he got it there nicely. Had a chance to knock it in. Oh, that was poured in the middle. If he just nudged it just a little bit harder. He's got to be licking his chops. So he's got 2 par 5s in the back 9, and one on most of the guys are hitting irons on too. The first one, second one, 17. They're getting, a lot of them are getting there. Now 13th hole. Dogleg to the right. He's got 193 left. Pinned way back in the left, way up on top of the green. There it is right there. The big deep bunker right in front of it. You'll see most of the players over there to the right, 25, 30 feet. And now trying to clean this up, Billy Hurley, and get a couple of birdies here real quick on the back to get back in the flow of this thing. Oh, man. Oof, that's not going to help anything. Just when it gets going squirrely, it just stays squirrely. Let's go to 18.
18, we talked about Jonas Blix. Maybe he'll finish with a birdie. Tough putt, though.
Yeah. It's exactly the same as the Bradley and George McNeil group. Got to throw it over that ridge for a chance for a 2.
Proved to be quite a meritorious champion. The winner a year ago with some fine play and a pair of majors. Sam Snead, one of the sweetest swingers in the history of the game. Let's do a little comparison study here with Slammin' Sammy Snead in his prime with last year's champion. Here's Peter Costas to break it down.
In my opinion, Sam Snead's golf swing is as good as there ever was, or will be. A beautiful combination of athleticism, grace, and power. So let's use our Konica Minolta BizHub Swing Vision camera to compare Sam's classic swing with the more modern swing of our defending champion, Jonas Blixt. We'll do a side-by-side comparison. And the first thing I want you to notice, as Jonas goes back, in the modern swing, the left knee is not released behind the golf ball very much, and there is not very much hip turn. Now, in Sam's case, you're going to notice a beautiful release of the left knee behind the golf ball and a release of the left heel as well. And that's going to really increase the amount of hip turn that he has in the golf swing. There's a clear difference there. Now, Jonas starts back down, and his legs are fairly quiet in the first transition right there. But watch what Sam does. Take note of how he widens the gap between his knees, and that's the classic squatting down position that you see in the modern golf swing. Now, as they come back into impact, Jonas does drive up from the ground and clear his left leg a little bit. But I want you to pay particular attention to just how much Sam Snead drives up off his left side. Look at that clearing of the left hip, the straightening of the left leg. Absolutely magnificent impact position and a precursor to what the modern players are doing to create power. Now both players continue on, release their right heel and right side through the shot. But I'm going to tell you something, folks. I don't care whose golf swing you want to look at. They don't get much better than Sam Snead's.
Timeless. That's what it is.
I wonder if the body generated so much power with Peter, because the shafts really obviously didn't have the flex like these modern driver shafts. I mean, you really had to hurtle your body at it.
Snead came here to the Greenbrier back in 1936 at the age of 23 for his first professional job. Brendan Todd, who won the Byron Nelson, has been just one of the hottest players in the game for a little more than a month with a beautiful shot here at the 18th. He's going to have another great finish here. He's tied for 5th with a chance to move up to 4th if he can hold that putt. Let's go to 11.
And a hole that suits this man well. 493-yard par 4.
That's like when I played with him moons ago when he drove it over the corner of the trees at 13 at Augusta National. That was in the air forever.
Yeah, he really nails it. Flies at 300 with ease. Ahead to 13.
We're going vertical. He's looking up and he's got it wide open. Well, not so much. It's just kind of a...
How soft is that, man?
It looked like a beanbag, didn't it, when it hit the green? That's beautiful. I thought he was all prepared to rip one straight up in the sky. And he'll mark that and take a look. Okay, what do we got going here in the back nine? George with that fantastic round today. You see 9 under par. Catapults out of nowhere. And now Angel Cabrera is going to try to chase him down on the back with George in the clubhouse.
Let's go to 11.
And from just a little outside the 40, Angel Cabrera second at the 11th.
It's a pitching wedge. He hit it 330 yards, almost into the breeze.
Yeah, he nailed that. Beautiful drive. Safe second. Don't want to miss that short right.
This 13 earlier. This would be up and down for a par. Oh man, he can't give up any trying to chase down somebody already in the clubhouse. So he's going to drop now 4 back. Let's go to 18.
And Todd, just every week now, this kid finds a way to find himself late in the game on Sunday for a birdie.
It's not easy this side of the hole. We have 1 birdie putt from left of the flag as the golfers play it. Heath Slocum, that was 16-footer. Actually, you'll be surprised. Only 5 birdies, 1 hole in 1 at 18 out of 40, 50 goes.
So a par for Brendan Todd. Ran into his father here, enjoyed the week. I'm so proud, as he should be, of his son's game. Just not only developing, but breaking through in a big way. 66 today. Let's go to 13.
So they can't miss that one. He didn't. He just plowed it right in the back of the hole. That's Chris Stroud. You see how good start there in the back nine, making a run, and then bam, right upside the head. Let's go to Angel.
Okay. This makeable as well. Give it a good hit. And he has. That's a birdie to tie George McNeil at the 11th. He could have made birdies very easily the last 3 holes as well, starting at the par 3/8. Hit a beautiful putt here from just 5 feet. Hung it out to the right. And then at the 9th, the shortish par 4. Drove it in the rough. Safe second to there, and just a couple of rolls short. Has been working very hard with his coach Charlie Epps on pace. And the pace just a little shy. So the firm putt that he made at 11, he rectified the problem. And he is now tied at 14 under par with George McNeil in the clubhouse. Webb Simpson, also in the clubhouse at 10 under, is tied third. So it's all up to Angel Cabrera now after this birdie at the 11th. Can he make another one coming in to take his third title on the U.S. soil?
And I'm with the most popular man in the great state of West Virginia, the owner of the Greenbrier, Chairman Jim Justice. How are you there, my friend?
Jim, I'm doing great, man.
What another wonderful week. And I know how much it means to you to be able to showcase your state, not only your resort, but your state, to the rest of the nation.
Well, Jim, you know, I love West Virginia more than good sense, that's for sure. And we have so much to offer here. We have an unbelievable treasure in our people. They're loving, they're appreciative, they're great people, they're craftsmen and everything. But it's a special place and everything. We want everybody to come and everybody to feel welcome.
How much has this tournament, this is the 5th edition, how much has it meant to shining a light on West Virginia and increasing tourism?
Well, I mean, I say over and over, it's the biggest tourism, PR, economic impact thing that we do in the state, and it's just it's phenomenal. The spotlight it puts on the state, the number of people, the number of visitors, and everything. It's just absolutely unbelievable, and the dollars we raise for charity and the neat things that go on, it's really, really great.
It really is great. And there was a wonderful moment earlier today at the 18th hole. Bud Cauley at the 18th hole, closing out what was a really good round that suddenly became great and even more memorable. For the hole-in-one. Closed out around a 64, shook hands with the Greenbrier Pro Emeritus Tom Watson. Hole-in-one here at 18. And soon after the ball was plucked out of the cup, Mr. Justice suddenly made his way around the 18th green and started handing out $100 bills. That's something you always avowed you would do.
Yeah, we started this a long time ago. We said we'd give everybody in the crowd 100 if they made the first hole in one, 500 on the second, 1,000 on the third. Creates a lot of excitement and everything. I didn't really expect it to happen. It cost me big bucks. I mean, that's all there's to it. No, it was great. It was really great.
You're out handing out notes, actually, huh?
No, we gave real money.
You gave real money.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying.
We gave real money. I had to call them. They brought me a bag full of money and everything, and up in the stands I went.
So if we see another one today, it's 500. This is
500.
This is going to be.
You probably won't see me. Maybe I'll just take the money and run.
That's a wonderful concept. Thanks, Jim, for a great week, and I think we're in store for wonderful story, whichever way it breaks here at the end.
Well, I know we've got great players and great finish. Jim, thank you guys for everything. You guys are wonderful.
Much, Jim.
Thank y'all.
And there is that wonderful resort masterpiece, America's resort. It is truly the Greenbrier.
And Jimmy, if anybody needs me, I'll be at the 18th.
Yes, exactly. You want to be positioned here for sure.
Mr. Justice, thanks.
Oh, man, David, thank you for everything. I love you, man. Thanks.
Over to the 12th, we've got co-leader Cabrera. He's birdied this hole rounds 2 and 3.
That's another ripper. He is just vaporizing it off the tee. And straight.
Yeah, in the scoring zone right there as we go ahead to the 14th.
Can Chris Stroud mount a charge here and hold a couple of putts coming in? He's at 10 under, tied for third. Settle down. Ooh, that's over in that range.
He had a lob wedge from 109 yards out of the rough, Ian, and that was the best he could do.
Yeah, that's a little work left for his par as we go to 17. Davis Love has knocked it on the green here in 2. 75 feet for eagle. Fellow competitor Steve Marino. Good to see him out here playing as well. Back after injury. He's at 7 under par.
Of course, Davis on April the 13th turned 50. And next week is the U.S. Senior Open, which he could play in, but he's going to bypass it instead and compete in the John Deere Classic, which we'll have on CBS, because he is trying every means possible to qualify for the Open Championship. And there will be one spot open next week. The top player among the top 5 and ties at the John Deere Classic not already having qualified for Royal Liverpool, that player will get in. Of course, he was positioned after yesterday's 65, starting the final round 5 under par, that perhaps he could get in that place today, in that position. But not the final round sizzle that Davis was hoping for today. So again, the top 4 here inside the first 12 and ties, not previously qualified, will get a spot into the Open Championship. That means George McNeil, he's already, we've documented it a couple times, he's already withdrawn from next week's tournament. The Open Championship will be 2 weeks out. He's going to qualify, no doubt, take one of those 4 spots here today. Whether he takes it or not, I don't know. And that's Stroud over at 14.
Yeah, that was a really good 2-putt for the 4 there at 14. Just 4 holes left, though. And he would need to make 4 birdies to tie 14 under the lead. Davis currently at 4 under par. Birdie here would get him to 5 up in around the middle of the field. Still possesses a majestic swing. First started playing on tour in the mid-80s. Played a lot of golf with Davis in the late 80s and early 90s. Was one of my favorites. Unbelievable rhythm and timing, and hits it a long way, like this man here at 12.
270 to the hole, 249 the front, 3-wood.
Ooh.
Took a filthy swipe at that.
How low was that one?
Goodness, look at this.
That was
catch the rough.
He saved that one for Hoylake. Very useful. This one came, I think, a little lower than he intended. I think he was looking for the high fade, but look at this. It's just going to make it over the top of those nasty eyebrows in front of him.
I tell you what, it was pretty solid. You know, as low as he hit it.
Well, he didn't change his facial expression, so I guess that's what he was trying to do.
I think he liked it.
Well, let's use the Konica Minolta BizHub Swing Vision camera just to have a look at this majestic impact, strong man. Just really, as we showed, just lovely, easy turns, soft arms, but powers through. Just a stocky, strong man. And just wraps everything, wraps his left shoulder under his chin going back and his right shoulder under his chin going through. A little static, but he's strong, upper body. He plays with all his strengths, his arms and shoulders.
But Nick, that club was a 1/4 inch in the air at impact, so you can tell he hit it a couple grooves low, therefore the low ball flight.
Back to 17.
Okay, see if Davis Love can hold this for his 2-putt birdie. I've seen that half a dozen times already this afternoon on that side of the hole. It does not come back. So Davis will have that left for the par at 17. A beautiful look down on one of Charles Blair McDonald's Seth Rayner masterpieces. One of the truly great courses in the country.
Answer: Tom Watson, the last United States captain to win the Ryder Cup on foreign soil. Yes. Memories at the Belfry for you, Sir Nick?
Well, yeah, I played Azing. You can just see behind.
You made a
Thomas, and I made a hole-in-one.
Hole-in-one, I remember that.
At the 14th, I didn't win $100 for that. The gallery didn't get $100, but did inspire Ian Poulter. Apparently, he was in the gallery, and he said, "One day, I want to be a Ryder Cupper." So that kind of worked.
He certainly has been, and a strong one. You saw John Cook and Chip Beck in that shot as well. Tom Watson will try to win it again on foreign soil at Glen Eagles this fall. Bubba Watson is first on the points list for the U.S. team. Top 9 qualify. The international team will come off of 2 points lists. You saw it, by the way, when we were looking down the U.S. standings. Of course, Tiger, who knows where a game will be in 2 months' time, but 69th, well, that's immaterial, but do you see him being on the team?
I would say, well, right now, I would say no, comfortably no. I mean, who knows what's going to happen in the next couple of months if Tiger can get out there and be playing, and Captain Watson said the same thing. If, he threw in a lot of ifs, if he's playing well, if he's scoring, he may pick him.
Here we are, 12. Big moment here for co-leader. Par 5.
What a great touch. I mean, a full swing at the whole.
That's just a joy.
Yeah.
Will not be an easy putt. In fact, here we are live for the lead outright over. Take McNeil.
Great four. He's just got. Isn't that fabulous? You belt the ball 320, and then you got soft arms, soft hands to do that. That is so important in the game. As soon as they get tight and tense, though, you can't do that.
One putt birdie on the very green that McNeil 3-putted for par earlier today.
Yeah.
One of the few mistakes he made in a round of 61. Now we're at the 15th with Chris Stroud.
Just a miserably difficult lie. He came up short left on this 220-yard par 3. It's a mixture of long grass, sand. This is not pretty.
Steep bank as well. They really adds to the hazard. All these bunkers are dressed with, you know, the fescue grass on the upslopes and downslopes. Very much luck of the draw if you get a good lie, or you can get one that feels like it's as hard as a doormat. There's the doormat one. She's happy to get a bit of feedback from when you strike it, otherwise the club just stops dead.
Special thanks to MetLife, the official life insurance sponsor of the PGA Tour, for today's unique perspective. The MetLife Premier Client Group invites you to see their unique perspective. And PGATour.com. Let the insiders look. Get social, by the way, with the PGA Tour. Join the conversation. Here's Davis Love at the 18th.
Can he be the first? Nobody has hold it. We've had one, surprisingly, only one 3-putt from 6, 8, 10, about at least 20 plus guys down there.
He'll have that one left for a round of 71. Davis currently in a tie for 35th. With the likes of Tom Watson. Cabrera taking the lead with that birdie at the 12th. It's been a wonderful 4th of July celebration all weekend long here at the Greenbrier, with a good tournament to follow as well. Davis Love
cleaning up.
There you go. And he'd been able to shoot the same score as the one he fired on Saturday, 65. That would have been enough to get him one of those spots that's being given out here. The 4 that are going to be awarded here at the end of the round for the Open Championship field, the one he covets to get into. 13.
Dog leg to the right part. I didn't take much, did it? He went immediately to the tee. Hardest hole on the golf course.
That was an interesting one because he hit in the trees yesterday, Gary, and he just hit a little soft fade that time.
Just pounded. I don't know how soft it was, but it is way down there.
Well, there's a different shape, swing, follow through. Very impressive.
He looks good right now. Let's go to 15.
Difficult downhill breaking putt here.
Stroud. Oh, wow. Well, he drops back to a tie for 4th with Keegan Bradley, Brendan Todd, Bud Cauley, Cameron Tringali, and Billy Hurley. Cabrera sits atop the leaderboard. 5 under here for the final round for the 2-time major champion. We go to the 13th.
You can see the difference in the length there. He's a full wedge ahead of Billy Hurley here, our leader, and Cabrera, and you can see that the whole way back, flag stick way back on the left. 222 to this, and there's a big old deep bunker on the left, and he's got it resting against his shoulder.
Usually a tug.
Usually a tug, David. And
it wasn't tug that bad.
Yeah, not bad. 15 feet.
Oh, he's had a lot of those little awkward chips. Yeah, Angel has driven it somewhere between 30 and 50 yards longer today. than Billy, and Billy Hurley is not short.
How easy does that make the game? You're putting well, you're driving it perfect. He's got a new driver in his bag.
He has 175 yards left.
175, a little up the hill. David, I'm going to guess, right to the left, 7 iron.
Yeah, it should be into off the right. And in the valley down here, you know, the wind swirls around.
Well, you definitely don't want to hit it over. You want to hit it just in meet of the green and then let it just kind of pull it left with the slope. Looks like a 7 iron.
Yeah, I'm guessing that's what it is. Yeah, that's what it is, 7. Good solid hit.
This hole averaging about 4.2 today. Making it right. Look at this shot. Oh, no. Oh, hello, goodbye. We'll see you later, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for watching.
He did not know that had gone in. It was just the reaction of the crowd.
I tell you what, this is some good golf right now. This is really impressive. Hitting irons off the tee down the middle, 250. Takes out his driver, averaging about 310, 315. And by the way, pretty solid on the second shot. It's birdie, eagle. He's getting the George McNeil run going on the back 9. George headed on the front. And now he is 3 clear, 7 clear of 3rd place. We've had, I know, 3 hole-outs now. Two hole-in-ones and that 175-yard 7 iron.
Didn't look like he was going anywhere else, did it?
No, it did not.
It looked just fabulous. Just threw it in, then it turned and kissed the pin. Wow.
And just let that slope take it right into it. Since last win, the 2009 Masters events, 104. Has finished 2nd. Top finishes 9. Top 25 finishes. It's just one of those players, unique players, that when he gets it going, he looks like, how in the world doesn't he win every week? He's long. He's got a great attitude. Great attitude. He really doesn't care, which is unique on the PGA Tour.
He is not afraid.
No, not afraid at all.
Of anything.
Absolutely delicious. It's really now, I mean, again, this is the hardest ranked hole on the golf course. He made 2. He's only got the 16th hole with some water involved, and that's about it. Boy, just a thug swing, wasn't it? Pass parallel 7 iron. You could hear how solid it was. He hits it perfect. Skids it, boom. I mean, right in the middle.
I saw 2 fingers. There was actually involved. That was an 8 iron.
An 8 iron, 175 yards up the hill. Yeah. Okay, 8 iron. He holds it. Again. Doesn't matter what club. And that one right there might have taken all the fun out of it for the rest of the field, but I tell you what, Angel is having a lot of fun.
Let's go to 13.
Well, why are we in commercial break after that hoopla? Billy goes, wait a minute. Remember me? They played that hole, the hardest hole on the golf course. They just played it in 5. 2 guys played it in 5. That's beautiful. Everybody, that's the way golf should be. That is a hammered 8 iron. Now the thing hits and it spins and just locks up the brakes and just down the hill right in the middle. El pato, the duck. And you thought golf was a difficult game? We might have to reevaluate this whole process. Go to smaller cups.
It was the most difficult hole, but that would, easy it up a little, wouldn't it?
I would think.
Yeah, I think that would have just helped the averages, wouldn't it? A no-putt grouping. Well, He looks like he has the driver out here at 14. He's going to hammer one down over the bunkers.
The way he's hitting it, you know, why wouldn't he? I tell you, and there's a strong breeze in too now.
But you can make a case, Ian, that there was the up and down here yesterday that has kept his momentum and putting him in this position in the tournament.
I was just about to mention it, Peter. That was an unbelievable up and down from long left over near 15T. Excellent position for Cabrera at 14. What an unbelievable last few holes. At 11, we just showed 3 putts that he'd left short the previous 3 holes. Finally gets the pace right here at the par 4. And then at the 12th, 2 birdies in a row after excellent iron shots. So there he moves to 15 under and he's 1 in front. But now the 175-yard 8-iron up the hill. Just classic Cabrera. 4 under in 3 holes for Cabrera. He has a 3-shot lead at 14. So just amazing stuff for the man who's had only 1 top 25 this season. And of course, a win here, he would be the biggest mover in the FedEx Cup standings from 158th. Yeah, 158th. Someone with that much talent. And a win would put him up at 54th. Good to see young Patrick Cantley having a good week as well. At 16.
Perfect drive, Chris Stroud. Only got a $121 in there. You got to go full flight right at it here and get something going. He's just trying to get back to this 3rd place lockup. He's at 9 under. 3 guys locked up at 10. This doesn't look like fun. Let's go watch.
Cameron Tringali chops it out. He's 2 under for the day.
Well, he's trying to get one of those Open Championship spots. And that's the kind of shot you'd be playing at Hoylake.
And again, you played with him for 2 days, and he came back strong after not a very good start. 66 on Friday, though, 64 on Saturday. And he's currently tied 3rd, so that's a big putt coming up.
Yeah.
18, Bubba Watson. And Bubba at 7 under.
Bubba just breaks all the rules we talk about keeping
Guys, just put your phones away.
head still. And he's got 20/20 hearing. He can hear the he can hear that
a click.
I can hear the ice melting in the glass, you know, when it moves and goes chink.
Monty had the greatest hearing.
He could hear a sheep change its mind on the top of the hill. That's Colin Monty.
The butterfly tying its shoelaces.
If he made that putt, he would have moved into the top 10. Bubba, like you, Nick.
Bubba's got a barn.
Recently moved here. Now, this is not saying this is Bubba's house, but that is a...
I recognize that one.
That is a beauty.
Bit of rock was transported up that hill, I can promise you. I think there's 400 truckloads.
Looks like
There's the yodeling platform.
Yeah.
Look,
looks like a bocce court.
middle right at the top.
Yeah, there's going to be an Olympic event on that. It'll actually be an east-west event between West Virginia and California. That's what we're going to have.
I like that.
You like that?
Yeah.
Home and away games.
We'll have to find a court out west.
Yeah, I think I know of one in a little back garden with quite a nice view.
Pebble?
Yeah, across the old bay. They're a Pebble.
That one looks like it might be the home of a 6-time major champion in bocce.
Well, I'm not too sure if my wrist action's that good yet. I'll work on it.
Here is Tringali. Save par. Pretty good shot, really, given the
no, that's good.
Thick that is.
Yeah, well, he was on the downstep on the wrong side of that bank. And so he got a taste of fescue grass. And he's been putting beautifully. Like so.
Oh, that's huge.
Yeah, he's got to just get in, and he could get a spot to Hoylake, and that'll please the fans in up in Royal Liverpool.
Absolutely. Great young man. 18. Bubba closing par, round of 69. He was sub 70 all 4 days. Never had one of those super low rounds. Very consistent play. And he's tied for 15th. 16.
Stroud for his birdie, and he misses another one. Just gallantly trying to get to 10 and get some fun money. Well, after a very nice drive, let's go see what he can do with the second shot at 14.
Strong sand wedge from 120 yards, and this one ought to spin. Struck it beautifully. Oh, don't spin.
Settle down. Oh, that caroms all the way down.
That wind is getting stronger and stronger, and that's just a slight misjudgment. Very slight.
Yeah, well, he went long yesterday, so just see how far that has spun back. That's a good 10 or 12 yards short. This is the 5th year of the Greenbrier Classic. The 4 past champions, of course, Stuart Appleby with that brilliant 59. Scott Stallings, his first victory with that little master's pencil jotting down the numbers. Ted Potter Jr., the lefty, and Jonas Blixt with his second victory. Can Angel Cabrera be the 5th? Certainly looks like it from here.
14.
Yeah, it was a good sign for his nerves, being able to take the sand wedge out there and clip it up there. If he was feeling a bit jumpy, he would have taken the putter out and banged it up the bank with the flat stick. Billy Hurley now for birdie. After the chip-in birdie at the last, this could get him to 11 under and an outright third.
Quick one here.
That surprises me, David.
Yeah, a lot this week, though. You know, the guy's really, you know, if he gets that wrong the other way, he can knock it clean off the front of the green.
Well, these old-style greens, they have a lot of unusual slopes, a lot of stuff you don't usually see on modern greens. Big greens are about 7,000 square feet average. So if they had them any faster than this, there's a lot of areas that they can't put pins. So I think they've done a great job of preparing the course in excellent condition. And the green speeds are very good. You putted early this week, Nick, obviously playing the first couple of rounds, played well, especially the first day. Greens look beautiful.
Yeah, they are in great shape, and yeah, it's a relatively nice speed, nothing super quick, but as you said, I found the wind exactly in this corner of the golf course, this 14th hole. Had the same problem with a wedge in your hand. You know, to get the breeze wrong, so easy to come up well short or well long if you just misjudge that wind direction.
This for par. A little right to left down the hill, he thinks.
Ooh, it went right to start off with.
Yeah, and then just stayed straight. So a bogey after the birdie eagle stretch. Jacob Workman, the course superintendent here at the old white TPC. He and his staff, congratulations, fellas. Great job. Spectacular golf here on the resort. 3 or 4 beautiful golf courses. Just a mere tap in here, really. 2.5 feet for the par.
I don't remember those as tap-ins or taps in.
Everyone has a different level of frustration at different shots. I don't think Billy Hurley's is putting. I think he's a very good putter and a straight driver. Cabrera will be disappointed there, spinning that wedge, or sand wedge actually, off the green, making bogey, but still has a 2-shot lead.
Michael Thompson, 15 for birdie. A little bit of a pop stroke, isn't it?
Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah. He's even par for the day after yesterday shooting 64 and currently in a tie for 10th. Over to 16.
Trying to figure out again. He's trying to judge how much this ball is going to release. He's got, you can see something right behind the ball there. He's going to get a little squirter. You see right in the bill of his cap is the flag. He's got to land this ball probably about 20 feet on the green. The hole's way in the back. He's 10 under par, currently tied. Three-way tie for third. He lost everything he had at that one. And it hit on the fringe, which is a bad break because that softened the right up a little bit. He's going to end up about 35 feet. And this difficult par 4 is made a lot easier today because it is downwind. And now let's go to 15.
We have Hurley and Cabrera here.
Well, it's 220 yards, but unless that's a 17 wood, I'm not sure that, I mean, it's downwind. Well, it might well have been a 17 wood.
Yeah, still wants to carry it 210 to take all the bunkers out.
Stratosphere. Whoops.
Yeah. The green's firming up. Guess we Cabrera be leaping into the 6 and 7 irons. That'll be 6 max for him.
Yeah.
He can land it 15 paces short to the in the middle, turn it that little draw again, just like he holed out at 13.
Cabrera's lead is 2. These next 2 holes, definitely the most difficult
6
of the
is
remaining
correct.
4.
Yeah.
6 iron here.
Just needs a sensible shot, just right of the flag, middle of the green. If it turns nice, he's going to kick in. Is it coming back, David?
It's trying to.
Yeah, that's a nice shot. Oh, look
at easy, easy, easy. Just come back.
Oh, it's a bit slippery, topside.
Smelly.
15 and 16, definitely the 2 hard ones. 17 a par 5, 18 the short par 3. Cabrera 2 in front. Then you've got third is 6 back, shared by Simpson, Tringali. Okay, Hurley first. You see the Cabrera ball just a yard in front of him.
Yeah, and now Billy didn't have a great lie. He was lying against the grain, but Angel, worse.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Seemed to be sitting up more, but a little more.
Well, it's against the grain and just thicker grass.
Yeah, you can get
chop it.
You can get almost a good inch or even 2 inches of just solid grass behind the ball, and you can't push your club down behind it because the golf ball would definitely move. So you have to hover it 2 inches back, and then it's a pure guess of how the club face is going to react.
A little miniature bunker shot.
Yeah, see.
Look at that.
See, the ball is above his feet too.
Spun.
Yeah.
He went. Now he's in trouble because he's just missed one. Just gone bogey the one before. Now you've got this one again. Yeah, from cruising, it's a crazy game.
You can see that grass just grabbed the club head on him.
To 16.
Yeah, this is taking an evil twist here, this back 9. And now this trying to get to 11 under par in third place by himself. Whoa, man, that took a peek. Cameron Tringali. And looks like he is going to get his par. 2 holes to go. Let's go to 17.
Little back foot pitch into the bank for Chris Stroud.
Downhill lie, making this shot even more difficult.
Ooh, that was a little unfortunate, I thought. Landed it into the bank perfectly, Peter.
Well, I would have gone with putter or 3 iron and rolled it up the hill. I don't think that was the right play.
Or hybrid, maybe. I agree. I rehearsed that, and you've got to keep it on the ground.
Tringali for his par on 16. Getting ready to load it up for that par 5. 17. And now let's go back to 15.
Well, this is certainly going to change the way you look at the last 3 holes if he fails to deliver this one.
Well, outside the hole to the right.
And it's quick. He's just got to get it started. Will it track nicely? How
good putt.
Oh, look at that. It was good. Just didn't turn. Now, that 16th tee shot is going to be really difficult.
Yeah. Oh,
Right. Gets a nervous block. It's in the water. If he pulls, I'm more concerned that he might pull it. If he goes with driver, a hard bounce, then it will be in a mess somewhere up on the hill. So.
No, Nick, he's made 2 bogeys without really hitting a bad shot.
Well, exactly.
From the fairway or the tee.
Way of a wedge, over spin it, and that one was just hard green, runs out.
Backs up the hole out. At 13 with consecutive bogeys. The Quicken Loans hole-in-one sweepstakes. That certainly was activated today. 2 holes in 1 today, earlier at the 8th, George McNeil. And then this shot about 30 minutes after McNeil's 1. Talking about Bud Cauley at the 18th. Which, of course, means 2 lucky fans will be winning a year's worth of mortgage payments up to $12,000, courtesy of Quicken Loans. Janet Alexander from Concord, California, thanks to George's ace. And then Angelisa Anna Chiaracchio from Hasbrook Heights, New Jersey. PGA Tour.com will provide, following our broadcast, the live post-round press conference with the winner. Catch all the comments and insights from the champion exclusively on PGA Tour.com. And special thanks to the MetLife Blimp for the aerial coverage. MetLife Premier Client Group invites you to see their unique perspective. Big shot right here, Mr. McCord.
Yeah.
16.
Yeah, it is. He's got a driver, so he's going to cut. Either hit a big old boomerang slice at that.
That is not to be confused with either small or medium.
That is unbelievable. He'd take a driver out on this hole. He hit that thing. That is what the end of that lake right there is about a 315-yard carry.
Okay, over at 17, Chris Stroud for a birdie to get to 10 under. This was just a few moments ago. Well, I know his coach Mike Taylor down there in Sea Island would have been happy with the 2 shots he hit to get just over the back. 2 beautiful shots. A little unfortunate now to be walking off with par. Same coach as Harris English, doing a really good job with those 2 young fellas. To the 18th, and it's a beauty.
Yes, it is, and it's a short one, although playing about 19 yards longer than yesterday. Yesterday was playing at 143. We got at 162 today. There's Chris Stroud.
Well, we've had a hole-in-one, Jim, and in fact, I want to put this. Can I put a request on my bucket list? Because Sam Snead made 37 aces, and his last one was here on this 18th hole. And as I said, I want this on my bucket list, please. He was 83 years old when he made his last hole-in-one.
Wow.
I hope I can make a backswing at 83. Get it airborne.
Well, Chris Stroud, we got him with a choke down 7-iron now, 176.
Yeah, 176 today. So playing 33 yards longer than yesterday. The tees were up. Hole location was up. And come on now.
Oh, I can't stay up
That's
top.
impossible. It's it. Oh my goodness.
He's got the Faldo view on top of the ridge.
That's got to be harder than a hole-in-one.
Cabrera by 1 over George McNeil, who's been finished for some time now after his round of 61 that included an ace. This was some of the action with George earlier after going out in 28. Backed it up with this shot at the 10. Had a putt for birdie. And I trust that most of you saw his tearful interview after the round with Peter Costas. He is at 16. He talked about how really today he played, not even thinking any of the importance of playing golf. The game just did not seem important to him. An older sister has been quite ill. His sister Michelle.
is a fabulous shot, threading it between the two bunkers at the front of the green. Look, you have to go through there with your elbows by the side of your body. It's so narrow.
I don't know how he did it today, but wonderful shot into the 17th. And then had a long look at eagle. Having already declared before the round that he would not be playing next week at the John Deere, pulling out of that tournament, would be with family this week. And there was a par-saving putt at 18. A good 2-putt from the front of the green up and over the ridge. And that matched the low round of the tournament. One of the lowest rounds of the year on the entire PGA Tour. There's only one lower, and that was J.J. Henry at the Shriners. Good for George McNeil today. And who knows? He's in the clubhouse, trailing Cabrera by 1. The lead had been 3. About to play a second shot at 16.
117 yards, weak sound edge.
330, trying to get the ball in play. It's right in the middle, 330, and just perfect distance. It's going to shoot back just a little bit. It's going to end up about 15 feet away. But David, that was a very interesting tee shot there on 16. This was earlier, way back, 175 yards.
Yeah, I mean, 50 yards behind. It's and it's not like he didn't hit a good tee shot.
Good shot there. He's trying to get to 10 under. That would be, again, a tie for third place. Billy Hurley, 3 over par for the day, 9 under for the tournament. Angel Cabrera has the lead once by 3 after that shot on 13. Now reduced to 1 here at the Greenbrier. You might want to come back and join us. Well, after the 13th hole, I called this tournament over. Done. Angelo Dundee, everybody out of here. And now the rest of the field is, they have a chance. This, David, I'd say about 18, 20 feet, and not much break in it.
No, he had a good hard look at it too.
Not going to get there.
Oh, nurse.
Not going to get there.
Yeah, that would have done it.
Yeah,
probably.
yeah, it hopped just a little bit, so we have some more drama. Right off the bat, it got up in the air a little bit and took all the forward momentum out of there. Scary thing is for the field, though, we got a par 5 with this guy that's downwind. Let's go there.
Yeah, second shot for Cameron Tringali. Currently tied for third with Webb Simpson. Well, not too bad. Looks like it's sitting up quite nicely there, well short of the bunker. Plenty of green to play with. Back to Billy Hurley.
Pretty good look at this birdie right here. Get in there. Get in there.
He deserved.
Jeez.
Yeah, he deserved that one. And probably one more. Got off to a horrific start today, and
yeah, birdie the first hole.
Never really got settled.
4 out of the next 5, didn't he?
Yeah. And he's carried himself like a service member. No higher praise than that.
Let's go forward now to 18.
For Chris Stroud's birdie bid.
High on a lonely hill.
Share of third.
Oh, good try.
Yeah. One under par round it'll be. Another high finish for Chris Stroud. No bogeys on the front. Pair on the back.
Those are mean sunglasses.
Oh, he had it going pretty good through 12. 2 over the last 6. How about earlier today? This is a putt worth showing you here. This is,
you're kidding me.
Can't make this. J.J. Henry.
Please, no. That's up and across. That's right to left.
Look where it sends it.
And then is it coming down?
Oh, no, you thought he was going to make it?
I thought he was going to make it. I thought we were going to see the impossible.
Boy, did Lance Sparrow dupe you on that one.
Wow, I got...
Just a little example of how hard it is.
Ah.
Yeah, you were about to give it the big
I was going to
set up. Hey, folks, watch this.
Watch this.
Watch how you make this
the
one.
double twisting back flip and in.
17.
That would have been an unbelievable putt if it had gone in. Tringali now from 38 yards. No, he won't be too happy with that one. He just misplayed the bank and the bounce. Little work left for the birdie, though. Maybe a long putt there or a birdie at 18 to get up there and outright third. Cabrera, though, narrowly missing the birdie at 16. Continues to lead, but only by 1.
Let's surf around here for a moment. Check out the other tours. Web.com tour is in Nova Scotia. The Nova Scotia Open at the Ashburn Golf Club. A new course. Looks beautiful up there, doesn't it? A little touch. Nice as that. Yeah, that's a 3-shot lead with 4 holes to go with John Mallinger, the Californian, second alone. The PGA Tour Canada through 3 rounds. Matt Harmon won better than Robert. Look at Robert Carlson's playing in Canada these
Unbelievable,
days.
yeah.
Next week on tour, the CBS golf team will be heading to the Quad Cities for the John Deere Classic. Golf Channel coverage Thursday, Friday. Of course, CBS over the weekend. And our friends from NBC, along with ESPN early coverage, U.S. Senior Open from Oak Tree. The latest to make the debut as a senior will be Scott Verplank on his home course, no less. 17.
Just moments ago for birdie, Cameron Tringali. Ooh. Little scary there in that back corner of this green. Feels like you're putting downhill to that back edge. Now this is Will Wilcox, fellow competitor in the same pairing. This for birdie to get to 9. Yeah, another yellow ball man like Joe Durant. Well done. That'll be a good finish. It could be his best. He's up there at a tie for 5th now. Cameron Tringali a tie for 3rd at 10 under. But it's all in the hands of Angel Cabrera with 2 holes to play. A very reachable par 5 here at 17. Can he beat George McNeil? Stay with us. We'll be right back. Back on 17T with Angel Cabrera. Water all the way up the right.
Well, he took a leap at it, didn't he?
He
actually
did.
took a step backwards.
Well, he's flying that bunker.
Where's he going?
He's going to
off
fly
my
it.
foot.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, that is awesome.
That's disrespectful.
That was still going up over that tree.
Yeah, that's 320 at least.
Ay, ay, ay.
And the wind has died a little at the green, at least. Doesn't seem to be
it's not so
howling.
strong down here either.
Yeah. At 18.
Tringali.
Cameron Tringali's made a lot of young friends this week. They call him Cam Triangle.
That's a fitting name. Look at that.
That's all right.
There's 3 sides to this green, and he's found the proper level. 17.
Billy Hurley with 3 wood here earlier, trying to come up short of that bunker up the left.
Yeah, well, that's like what a normal human being would do.
I've seen that a lot today, David. A lot of 3 woods there, just up short of the bunker at 275. Arnhell's drive, 336 yards. So just an iron left for his second here at the par 5, and he leads by 1.
The 5th 59 in the history of the PGA Tour.
Storybook. Stallings the winner at the Greenbrier Classic. Ted Potter Jr. is the champion at the Greenbrier Classic. Jonas Blixt takes the Greenbrier Classic.
The 18th. This is the 5th year of the Greenbrier Classic. And it has provided high drama at the end, hasn't it? Of course, already today, there's been a number of things worth documenting over and over again. Nothing more so than this. Bud Cauley. Who knows? This shot may have gotten him into the Open Championship. Hole in one. Yeah, it wasn't Tom Watson giving him right on the spot.
A spot,
captain's pick, was it?
If you can do that, if you can do that in Scotland,
young man, if you can do that a couple of times during the Ryder Cup, you earn your way on the team. No. Good for Bud Cauley to shoot 64 and finish with a 1. It's tied for 5th. Meanwhile, here's Cameron Tringali, and really he's going to take one of those spots for the Open. So making 2 putts. He's a roommate down in Florida with Ricky Fowler, who was in a car accident earlier this week.
Really?
And Ricky tweeted out that he and a friend were in an accident. Thankfully, we both are okay. But
he's going to run in and going to race in.
Easy now. Boy, that's hard to believe. That one went so far by. Ricky's doing just fine, and we sent along our best.
Well, he doesn't want to miss that, because were you talking about if he falls outside of this into the 9 unders, they're going to take the next spot.
You go
from
off the world rankings. You know,
my goodness.
McNeil's going to get one of them, so then it would be off the world ranking for Tringali and for Cauley and for Stroud. There's George McNeil, who put up a 61 today, only 1 lower round on the year, on the entire tour. Here's Will Wilcox, another one, by the way.
Yeah.
Could grab one of those spots. In fact, not get in here, he'd be in the open field.
Must be a very difficult read from that side. We've had 1 putt hold out of at least over a dozen guys from that spot.
Yeah, they go off the world rankings, so if you gave George one of those spots, and again, I'm going to take out of the mix here the likes of Keegan Bradley, who are going to be in the Open, already in. So you've got Cauley, you've got Stroud, you've got Wilcox, you've got Hurley.
Well, Cameron Tringali's 121 in the world. Does that beat the other guys?
Yes, Hurley's 197 and Cauley's 295.
Well, this to make it easy. Basically, this is to get to Hoylake. That could be a life changer for a young man. Well, I think they would realize that. You know, the guys calculate these things. You know what you're trying to do. And I know that Eric Compton was trying to do the same thing, but fortunately he's been given an invite from his world ranking standing, so he's in. So he's absolutely chuffed about that.
This would also match Cameron's best ever tour finish of 3rd. Oh my goodness! He's putted just brilliantly all week, and 3-putt final green. Falls into a tie for 4th. But again, based off of our calculations and world rankings,
he should be safe.
He should still be safe.
As we're saying, he doesn't know that. Looking at the leaderboard and sees all those 9s, so he's not sure yet. Meanwhile,
for the tournament.
Yeah, this is a huge shot here.
Well, how about 212 yards to the front edge, 236 the hole. Well, he has 5 iron.
Yeah, I was going to say a good solid 5 iron with the breeze. Beautiful, big, flowing swing. Just awesome rhythm.
One great swing after another.
Yeah. They could have got a much more fortunate bounce forwards as well, but 35 feet. I can tell you Will Wilcox did make his par to be at 9 under, tie for 4th, and this was earlier, Billy Hurley. He's just a little out of sync today. A few little pulls and a couple of high blocks, just not quite syncing up the arms with the body turn. But he's still right there at 9 under and a tie for 4th. But the big fella from Cordoba in Argentina, looking for his 3rd victory on tour.
Let's go to 17.
From the right rough, about 40 yards to the hole, Billy Hurley plays a gem. Inside 10 feet. If he could knock that one in, ease the pain a little, jump up into a tie for 3rd. Every time you get in this position, David, it's a learning experience, and you're better for the next time.
Yep, it sure is. And, you know, he got up to that birdie at the first, and then just a dreadful run of holes, and has done well just to hang in the way he has. He's hit really quite a lot of good shots.
He had 4 bogeys in the first 7 holes, which didn't help. Always tough to come back from a start like that. You've had the lead, you're thinking about good chance to win first time. A birdie here would certainly take him in a better frame of mind to the 18th. Never know, might even birdie it as well and get to outright third. But it's been a tremendous round of golf for Angel Cabrera. Been a long while since he's won here on tour. 2009 Masters. 5 birdies and an eagle. And this one for another eagle. A lot of people leaving it short up here today. Excellent loud effort. Angel Cabrera will go to the last with a 2-shot advantage over George McNeil.
I don't think he's missed the center of the club face all day. You know, the holes that he bogeyed, 14 and 15, were off you know, an overspun second shot and a tee shot that just ran at 6 inches too far.
Yeah, they were beautifully struck shots. I think George knows. He's watching there in the clubhouse. It's been a tough day for him from personal reasons. We all wish you all the very best, George. A 1 and a 61 for a 14 under total, and he can only watch on now as Cabrera goes to the last 2 ahead. Big putt here now for Billy Hurley. And he's slid a number of putts by like that, hasn't he, David? I can think of 5 just in the last 7 or 8 holes.
Yeah, he has. I mean, he's just been that tiny bit off. It's all you need on the PGA Tour. You know, it's not going to work.
So Cabrera with a 2-shot lead coming to the last hole. George McNeil's been waiting around for a couple of hours after putting together somehow a round of 61, knowing that back home his older sister Michelle has been seriously ill, and very tough time, let's just say that, for the McNeil family. God bless them all in our thoughts and prayers. And today he went out and shot 61, and I'm sure he was numb throughout it.
Absolutely, Jim. I think playing for somebody else has been an incredible motivation for him today.
Cabrera, all he needs is a bogey 4 here at the 18th to take the title. And there's his caddy, who has been with him for some time, Ruben Yorio. Now, we'll say this, though. He's not with him at Augusta. Angel gives the bag there since 2010 to his son, Angel Jr., Angelito. This guy right here, Ruben Yorio, might be, Charlie Epps was telling me this, a longtime instructor for Cabrera, might be the only undefeated caddy in Masters history.
Oh, really?
He caddied for Cabrera 2009 and won it. So the next year, Cabrera said, you know, I'm going to have my son carry the bag at 2 majors. You get 2. In fact, I'll let you pick first. He chose the Open Championship and the PGA. Cabrera said, why aren't you taking the Masters? He says, I've already won that one. So Angelito's been on the bag ever since. And Yorio is 1 for 1.
There you go.
1 time up and down the hills at Augusta. And he produced for his man a green jacket. And assuming Cabrera is able to close it out, and we expect that he will be hearing from his instructor, who will double this weekend as his interpreter, the great Charlie Epps, who's a member of the Texas Golf Hall of Fame, legendary golf professional down that way, and has helped so many people. They're cheering for a hole-in-one. They want this to end with a $500 handout to everyone in attendance. There's already been the $100 payout.
Well, this fits Cabrera's eye. This tee shot nice, a little draw.
That is 8 iron.
I'm sure he's going to go left of the flag. Oh, like so. Well, that's a big help going over the ridge. Slippery putt, but 3 putts to win.
One more shot into this green, and that will come from the man who led at the 36-hole mark and the 54-hole leader as well, Billy Hurley III.
Well, this is 6 iron. There should be plenty.
Yeah, 176 at slight altitude and a little bit of wind. The wind's completely dropped right this split second.
Now he tried to cut it against the breeze.
Get over that ridge. He has. Okay. He's in a tie for 4th right now, trying to grab one of those coveted spots for the Open Championship. Here we go, the Mercedes-Benz shot of the day, and we cannot deliver just one. We got to give it away twice. First, Bud Cauley at the 18th with the hole-in-one. That not only paid off someone's mortgage for a year, but gave everyone in attendance at the 18th at the time a $100 crisp note. And then there's Cabrera's shot at 13.
Well, this is just a pure crunch. 176, 8 iron, turns it in, and look at the way it just falls in.
Yes. Undercut. To go up by 3 at that time. It was the last time we really were watching Cabrera late on a Sunday afternoon. He was dueling with Adam Scott at the 2013 Masters, trying to win the jacket for the 2nd time.
Today from Argentina, Angel Cabrera. And from Annapolis, Maryland, Billy Hurley III.
I look at Billy Hurley and I think of the Naval Academy and a few of the contributions they've made to professional sports, because of course that's not what they go there for. It's not a training ground to try to build the next great football player or professional basketball player. But there certainly have been some that have been able to not only serve their country and live out their commitment, but also go on and become superb athletes. And of course, my favorite of all time is Roger Staubach. I mean, my favorite athlete. Roger. Joe Bellino, Phil McConkey, Napoleon McCallum, David Robinson, Billy Hurley. Take a look at a few of them, some of their accomplishments. Roger recognized at this year's Final Four in Dallas. It was the 50 school years after he had won the Heisman Trophy, and he was given a big honor right before the Final Four by the Dallas Boys and Girls Club for all of his just incredible contributions to the Dallas community charity. FedEx Cup standings, Cabrera, and just 3 putts. That's all he needs. He move up to 54th position with the win. You know, you don't see in modern design a green shaped like this, do you?
No, it's just quite a hazard. If you put a ridge in there right now as a modern designer, you get heavily criticized, but
Cabrera.
He's actually fine. He can run it along the bottom of the valley. And oh my goodness, what a great try that looks like.
Was that beautiful?
Yeah, what a fabulous week. What a brilliant day's golf today.
Yeah, what a weekend, too. He was thrilled about Argentina advancing to the semifinals of the World Cup with its win yesterday. Oh, boy, right here, I think it's got a chance.
Well, you got to believe it's going to go to the right.
And Cabrera did as well.
Trying to help it along.
And then after he marked, oh yeah, I can
That's
breathe
big.
now.
As we said, here this is first tournament win, 2 majors, but first time he's won a
non-major,
a tour event. Amazing.
Billy Hurley now. You know, last year Phil Mickelson won the Open Championship 2 weeks after the Greenbrier to get the third leg of the career Grand Slam for Phil, and Angel will be going for his third leg at Hoy Lake, at a place where his hero, Roberto Di Vicenzo, won in 1967.
Yes, you're right.
At Hoy Lake. There's Hurley. Not the day he was looking for on Sunday. 73, but a 4th place finish. And based off the world rankings, he should be grabbing one of those spots for the Open. And now the formality. Put him in the win column. Angel Cabrera.
Well, that's the way to do it. 68, 68, 64, 64 at the weekend. And just pristine golf. I mean, incredible driving, 310 yards plus, even into the wind. And some majestic, crunching iron shots that really impressive.
Here comes his buddy, his instructor, Charlie Epps. Those two great pals. David, it's all yours.
Thank you, Jimmy. Angel, you know, much of the world has been looking at Argentina this last couple of weeks and thinking of Lionel Messi, but today, Angel Cabrera.
Sí, bueno, la verdad que muy contento porque haya ganado Argentina, pero más contento estoy por haber ganado yo. No me estaba haciendo falta, la verdad que esto es lo que necesitaba.
He said he was very happy that Argentina was doing so good, but he's really happy that he won. He needed this. He's been working hard, and he's very happy.
I think you hit every shot today in exactly the center of the club face. Is that like good teaching?
Yeah. Sí, bueno, la verdad que pegué muy bien hoy. Estuve siempre en control, pegué muy bien, le pegué muy neto a la pelota. Yo creo que bueno, es el trabajo que venimos haciendo hace rato con Charlie.
You know, he hit it very solid today. He was under control. It's the work we've been doing the last few weeks, and you know, it paid off.
It was a pleasure to watch. Congratulations, Angel.
Thank you,
Charlie.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It's quite a duo right there. Angel Cabrera. Beautiful play here. His buddy Mr. Epps lived and worked in Argentina for 14 years. His home was just a few miles away from where Angel grew up in Villa Allende, Cordoba, Argentina. Look at the major champions on that first page of the leaderboard. Cabrera, Simpson, Keegan Bradley. Angel Cabrera, you said it, Nick. 68-68, 64-64.
Yeah, watching yesterday, had a feeling. I don't know why. Just one of those gut feelings. I thought, why not? Doesn't make sense. This man is not a regular tour winner. And he's a very dangerous man for the rest of the season. With that draw, going to Hoy Lake, it will work. And going to the PGA Championship, it will work as well.
Go sign the card and celebrate. This man likes his steak every night. Is what he has served at his Champions Dinner at Augusta. He'll be in that Jerry West Steakhouse again tonight, as he has resided all week. McNeil, and then off of world rankings, Stroud, Tringali, and Hurley will be getting the Open Championship berths. Been a wonderful week here, Nick. Thanks for letting us come to your neighborhood.
Enjoyed it.
For Sir Nick Faldo and all the team, Jim Nantz saying so long. Congratulations, Angel Cabrera.